So a Cali teacher coached students into trans identity.
Allegedly, bro. We gotta say that word.
No, apparently it's actually been, I got this. I know you're looking at me because of what I said at the beginning, but that was different than this. But I understand why you're looking at me the way you did. We had a different talk. It was about trans, and I said I don't talk about anything trans. And then I pull this topic up, so John's giving me the look like, you motherfucker.
He lied to you, dude. He looked you in the eye. He fucking lied, John.
But that was a different topic. Like, these are completely unrelated, and this doesn't dive into the nuances of that. This is different. Leave me alone, all right? John gave me the death stare. So, first up, let's pull up the first tab, the coaching by teachers.
Hey, Noel.
Where is it? No, go up. Right here. Click on those. No, that's not what I'm talking about, but I do want to get into this. It's already here. We'll talk about this first, and then I'll get into that, and then we'll watch the video. So this is some of the material handed out by the teachers, which is the gender unicorn graphic by TSER, gender identity, female, woman, girl, man, other, blah, 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 gender expression, feminine, masculine, other, sex assigned at birth, female, blah, 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 physical attractiveness, go to the next one, just so we can all see it. Emotionally attracted to, physically attracted to. 15 gender identity terms you need to know to build an inclusive workspace. Gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, queer, keep going. Cisgender, non-binary, gender queer, trans. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Keep going. Gender fluid, intersex, agender, gender neutral, gender questioning. Next one, that's the last one. Okay, click out of it, go up. Be past it, go down. Oh no, go up. I think I saw it. Go up.
Wait, is this all text that came from the school, or is this just stuff that's?
There we go. That's what I want to get to. Click on those. I was honestly too lazy to find this stuff. I was just using this because I originally came across the thing and I dove into it like, wow, this is wild. And then me to help also Ian, instead of having a bunch of tabs open on the side, he just had this entire feed that we could pull from.
Wait. It's not the Girl Scouts?
What's Girl Scouts?
The GSA Club.
Oh yeah, Girl Scouts of America.
I thought that's what it was.
Not anymore, bro.
Maybe they co-opted it. Yeah.
Gay Straight Alliance?
I don't know.
No, I'm saying the teachers coaxed her to join an equality club, which was really a disguise for a Gay Straight Alliance club. These teachers were recorded at an event in November bragging about how they disguised the names of the LGBT club.
Go to the next one, Ian.
So they can indoctrinate kids without any obstacles.
Just going, there's a speech of this woman. We'll get to that after we look at all this stuff. Has alleged that school staff indoctrinated her then 12-year-old daughter in an LGBTQ club disguised as an equality club. She told the Epoch Times she plans to speak at the December 15th meeting at Spreckels Union District School. We have the video. Two teachers at Buena Vista Middle School in Salinas were recorded coaching other teachers to conceal the nature of the LGBTQ clubs from parents at a sold-out California Teachers Association conference held in Palm Springs, California, from October 29th to October 31st. The CTA event was billed as the 2021 LGBTQ plus issues conference, Beyond the Binary, Identity and Imagining Possibilities. The teachers led a workshop called How We Run a GSA in Conservative Communities and described the obstacles that they face as activist teachers to conceal the activities of GSA clubs from parents. Wow. Leaked audio reveals how California teachers recruit kids into LGBTQ clubs. A leaked audio recording reveals two teachers at a recent California Teachers Association conference mocking parents over their concerns about homosexual and transgender indoctrination at schools, says a source who attended the event in the Palm Springs, California. The recording obtained by the Epoch Times captured two 7th-grade teachers employed by Buena Vista Middle School in Salinas, California, telling other teachers how to recruit students in, pretty much repeating, go to the last one. And then the other teacher backed up the first teacher, suggesting activist teachers disguise the nature of the GSA club, calling them something less obvious. She provided an example of this deception, pointing out she avoided naming her LGBTQ club as a GSA. Instead, she called it Equality Club, and you later, pretty much that. And I don't know if we have to get into the rainbow cards. Scroll down the rainbow cards. We probably don't have to, but I just want to see them real quick, and then get ready to pull up the video. What is PRISM Club? Gender Equality Alliance for PRISM Club GSA, a student-led and student-organized school club that aims to create a safe, welcoming, and accepting school environment for all youth. Okay, go to the next one. I don't see anything wrong with that, honestly. Resources to help prepare your one pager to inform staff about in elementary school settings. Elementary school. That's a concept I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Go next one. Okay, we don't have to go to the video now.
Is this the one where they're suppressing the?
No, this is the video of where the mom got a chance to speak up and pretty much address the two teachers. I think in the bottom left corner, you see those two teachers sitting in the chairs facing the, I think that's the, I don't know what board it is, but a board. And then the mom is in the far right with a mic. And then go ahead and play it, Ian.
Let these teachers come in and act as if they have nothing wrong. They've done nothing wrong. A mistake? How long of a mistake? How many mistakes are we going to take before my child almost lost her life? They didn't tell me.
What's up, cop crew?
My child is suicidal. You allowed these teachers to open their classrooms teaching predatory information to a young child, a mindful child that doesn't even know how to comprehend it all. How do you not know what was going on your own campuses? Did you think that no parent would ever come forward? You will not quiet me today. I will stand here today and protect my child along with every other child who has not come forward yet. Do they have psychiatry degrees that I was unaware of? Because I didn't hire them. Okay, I did not hire them to sit there and nitpick my child's brain. You took away my ability to parent my child. Even before I had any knowledge. I didn't even get to show support. You asked for support, I didn't get a chance. You planted seeds, Miss Caldera and Miss Baraki, Mr. Baraki and you, Miss Pagarin. Your job was to educate my child in math, science, English, etc. Do your job and let me do mine. They assumed that my child needed your aid and resources. They pushed it in the face. And tonight, I will stick up for her. Miss Caldera, you're guilty. Miss Baraki, you're guilty. You changed her personal documentation, her gender, her name, her email. I authorized an AKA added to her attendance because I wanted to be supportive. But guess what? She's allergic to bees. Her medical record says a birth name, and you changed it. Who administers that now? Not everything, not me. You guys did this on your own accountability, and you've gone too far. They downgraded me in front of my child and allowed me to question myself as a mother. You sat there and told me how my child was going to be. And then you wrapped your hands around her while I sat across the table and cried. Because you thought you could be there better than I, and I never got a chance. She was scared to even say anything. Your guys' voice were heard, not hers.
So, Ethan said it first, but this is the main reason. This is the main reason why I personally wanted to bring this topic up, because what Ethan said is exactly why I completely agree with you. I'm just going to read what Ethan said, and I think it's completely accurate. Is the minute you identify yourself as an activist teacher, you should be fired. Your personal politics should never enter the classroom, and I completely agree with it. That's why I found, for me personally, a huge issue with this. And I guess the next question to beg is...
Don't address that.
I got you. And I guess the next question is someone's gender identity, is this whole LGBTQ plus movement and thing going on, is it political? It kind of has become political, but should it be? That's another question. But because it is political, that's why it's become an issue now. And I just... Yeah, so what are your thoughts? I expressed my thoughts. I'm trying to hold together a little bit.
I think it is touching certain boundaries. Like, I get the push for it. It's to educate people so that, like, people that are LGBTQ aren't bullied anymore in school and stuff like that. But then
I question, are they still being bullied? I don't know if they are or not.
I actually don't think they are anymore, but like,
I don't think so
mean,
either,
it's just so that like the future doesn't go that way. You know what I mean? But the core issue though is that like you're also creating certain people, or you're molding certain people into certain grooves that they might not have gone into, but it's just because it's like they listen to anything they say. I mean, honestly, my mom had the same fit and I say fit because I lack a better word for it. But my mom had the same fit when a Catholic teacher at my elementary basically tried teaching me Catholicism and stuff like that.
That's
And it
wrong
was
too.
the way it wasn't the way my mother wanted it to be done.
Was it a
And
Catholic
so
school?
no, it wasn't. It was
Then
just the lady
yeah,
was just religious.
that's
And
just as
so
bad.
like
Agree. Yep.
when I had questions about the religion and I was like poking at it, the lady opened up and she kind of told me certain things. And then I went and told my mom the same things, and then my mom went, "Who the fuck taught you that?" And then it wasn't like the way she wanted it to be done. And then she went to the school and she did the exact same thing and stuff like that.
Thank
And
you.
so I can kind of see why certain people want control over like the belief systems of their kids, because that makes total sense. And whereas a teacher is more so educating you on the logic of the world, I don't think they're supposed to instill the belief systems. The way I've always
That's
had
honestly
good
that's the
teachers,
best way to describe it. There you go, Doc. Go on. Sorry, but that perfect the way you described it right there.
well, the way I've always had somebody instill belief systems in me that was like, to me, my own way of getting them was like the Aristotle method. Like I had one professor, and he definitely he just spread out everything on the table and was like, look, these are the options, but that's all I'm going to show you. You pick whatever you want, and then you go about your life having major choice.
And that's
And
really why this is such an issue and so egregious in my opinion, because these teachers went so far as to keep the information from the parents. That's wild. I would have been furious as a dad.
wait, what did they do that was that? Like that actually was a question that came up because she was talking about like their personal information being changed and stuff like that, like their names.
It says
and stuff like that.
that's why I wanted to address the some of those things beforehand, because they didn't want certain information about the true motives of the club, the true name of the club. They wanted to be hidden. And then I'm not sure on the specifics about the 12-year-old and the mother, but from what I heard there, pretty much the daughter was going through, I think, I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, questioning life thoughts. And I don't know, I think she relied on her teacher for comfort, and then the teacher pretty much put the idea, I don't know the specifics, the nuances of the conversation they had, but the teacher put in her head the idea that she might be trans. So then that got the 12-year-old, wanting to explore this trans concept, trying to see if that might make her, I guess, feel better about her life questions. And clearly, as we're seeing here, it resulted in not helping, making the situation worse. And as the mother said in her speech, she didn't even know the daughter was, or the child, I don't know if it was a daughter, I think it was a daughter, I don't know if I'm wrong, the 12-year-old, she didn't even know that they were having those questions until it was brought up to her by the teachers, which is also wrong. Like, you should immediately tell the parents that, like, you're not the parent, you're not equipped to handle this, you're just some random teacher that they and this is an elementary school, or middle school, who you have for only 1 year. Every year I got a new teacher. I didn't have a teacher that stuck with me all the way from whatever grade I started out in all the way to whatever. You change teachers every year. So who do you think you are to educate, as Doc said, my child on belief systems? You don't have a relationship with a child like that, intimate relationship like that to. Sorry,
Well,
I'm a little heated.
think
Yo,
it's-
how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. This podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds, a local Atlanta area small business. Their blinds help you get a new look for your living room, to your bedroom, to your dining room. They even got custom kids blinds with their favorite superhero or princess. Use our promo code FDT. Our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You can find them at Facebook at Angel Blinds or Instagram at Angel Blinds _ between Angel and Blinds. So check them out.
comes from.
Sorry, sweat.
I think it comes from not all teachers, but teachers that think like that. They normally have a preconceived like conception about how like the parents are. Like they have a like they believe that all parents are one way. Like all parents are raising their kid this way, whatever it is, and they feel like somehow, some way, I don't know if you want to call it narcissism or whatever it is, that their way of thinking, and most of them don't have kids, which is the funniest part about it, but their way of thinking is more understanding than a parent would be, because they can see it from a more objective view, and they feel that the time they spend with the kid allows them to take certain liberties with the kid as far as
I can understand, but I think
no,
that's
no, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
As
Go
far
for
as
it.
like when I grew up, any teacher, like any male teacher that I had a teacher named Mr. Moore. I'll never forget him. I was in elementary school, and
I thought you were about to say the other teacher.
no, we were just cool. And so, like, he noticed I was smart. He would have me in his class sometimes, and he never actually was my teacher, but I just grew a liking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up, the guy would come over. He ended up meeting my mom at parent-teacher night, and he started mentoring me, like actually mentoring me. And I gained a lot of positive things from him. So it's like, there is
But
that
did he communicate
lane.
with your mother at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you get what I'm saying? So so that's speaking to my point. There is a lane for you feeling like, okay, if I have
an extended involvement in your student's life
life
outside of a teacher.
But there's a healthy way to do it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
And what they did is they waited. They're at a very pivotal junction in kids' life. And so if you're there, it's almost taking advantage of the naivete of the kids to steer them in one way or the other. And that's the problem the mom has, isn't that her kid may identify as this, that, and the other. The problem the mom has is that the kid was steered that way and never got to come to that real full conclusion on their own. At a time where you're 12 and you can't understand basic real math, I don't think you're doing geometry at 12. I think you're still probably doing the beginning
Probably
pre-algebra.
can't even understand Aristotle at 12.
You get what I'm saying? And so, like, even just looking at the paper and to fill out one of those forms seems stressful. One of those surveys or whatever the fuck you want to call
Pull
it.
up the survey again, Ian, with the
it
unicorn.
Seems stressful because there's no way a kid can answer all of these questions. There's no way possible a kid can answer all these questions with 100% knowing. Some of these questions,
because if I was a
it's
kid,
not even time for the kid to even understand the depth of. It's like trying to teach the concept of death to a infant. You know what I'm saying? What information is not of use to the infant? You can teach a kid, oh, the fire's hot. Don't walk into the corner. You might hurt yourself. Those are different things. But the concept, the nuances of death and religion and all that as an infant is impossible for you to understand. So as a kid, for you to think that you can identify as, and you can, but for you to know what comes with that, all these questions that are asking you, to me, in my opinion, it's impossible. And for you to question those things,
and these questions bring about more questions, in my opinion.
Yeah, you need to talk to your parents. You don't need to. The teacher is not gonna love you for the rest of your life the way your parents will love you for the rest of your life. So you have to know that these questions, it's okay not to know the answer. It's also okay to not even be interested in knowing the answer till later. Because these things will not affect your day-to-day learning and growing and becoming, the person you need to be until it's going to come naturally. All of these answers will come naturally. So for a teacher to say, in front of me right now, I need all the answers to these questions. It makes it about the teacher. It makes it about a syllabus. It's almost like going through Hayes Week. Like, you just got to go through this. You have to make it through this thing, and then after you're 13 or 14, you come out of this class, everybody knows what they identify as.
I want to correct just what Ethan said, because I agree with this too, and it was the back of my mind. I don't know if I want to bring it up, but honestly, like, Ethan brought it up, and I agree with it, and I want to address it. My problem is with this concept is, when did it become okay to sexualize children? And they are sexualizing children. Because they're asking children to pick a sexualization, and the questions are even physically attracted to and emotionally attracted to. Some kids at that age don't even realize they're attracted.
And then what is an emotional attraction as a kid?
That's
a whole crazy question.
What's the term? Your EMP score, or whatever it's called, your emotional something score, whatever. That's a new concept. You think these kids are gonna understand these concepts? Like, that's
a whole bunch of people don't have kids. It's really wild. It's a whole bunch of people that don't have kids.
That don't have kids.
That you just don't.
Yes.
And then it's
I said this
what
before.
you're
It's
trading.
weird.
What you're trading for these type of things, you're trading so many moments of the kid just being a kid away. When you do this, like there are certain things that the complications of life will come, and they may change their mind and what they like and what they don't like. But you should never steal a kid. A kid should always be a kid, and you're taking that away when you're forcing them
Yeah,
to make
these aren't
adult
kid
decisions.
concepts, in my opinion.
And so, to me,
feel
you're
like-
aging children.
Well, first of all, I said Aristotle earlier, but I actually meant Socrates, the Socratic method. So let me correct myself. But Professor had the Socratic method down. Anyways, moving on. I feel like the only two things that out of this page really make the most sense are sex assigned at birth and gender expression. Like, you can teach that at a younger age. Because I remember meeting people that I was just like, you're kind of feminine when I was like in middle school, or like you're really masculine for a girl and stuff like that. But even then, like it didn't freak me out or anything like that. And I went about my day, and I still assumed that they were whatever, a girl or a guy. I just felt their expression was different. So I think those two concepts can get picked up on by kids early on. The physically attracted, the emotionally attracted, that's going to be way later down, like maybe like senior year or like junior year, high school, depending on how fast their sexual identity develops. But as far as gender identity, I feel like that didn't come about until like late high school, like my senior year. And then once I entered college, like people's gender identities were starting to like come out and whatever they wanted to be called as and stuff like that, because they were just kind of hyper leaning into whatever their gender expression was.
I have a question.
what?
Gender expression. The way it's listed here is as 3 options.
Yeah, the other is weird, right? Like, what is the other?
Yeah, what is
The other has to be the spectrum. So not like that brings me to my point.
More
So
questions.
What is it? What is it? No. Even the more questions. What is it? What am I masculine compared to? Because me, I'll tell y'all right now. Ever since I've been to the nail salon, I like to go get my fingernails trimmed, and
Like
I like
pedicures.
the clear shit. I put that shit and get this shit on my toes and my hands. To some people that's not
feminine.
Yeah, bro, your
exactly
gender
that's
expression's
feminine.
feminine,
So
I
would my
guess.
gender expression be feminine while I beat a nigga ass to death? Would that be feminine with these polished nails? If I whoop on a dude to death, would I be feminine now? So now
He's gonna say
That's
yes,
why. That's
dude.
why it's
So my
annoying to
question
me. It's a
is-
slippery
so
slope.
exactly. So gender expression to me is out the window when you're talking about kids, because there's no way for me to know. Even kids that say, "Oh, that little boy's gay. That little boy's gay." If the boy don't feel gay or whatever, he may question it. He may go through whatever it is. But if he don't feel gay, until this nigga has to write down on a piece of paper, it still may just be a thought. And I'm not saying it's bad or good. It's just something he has to work his way through. But when you're having to fill out a form and say, I am this, it's putting it in stone. You know what I'm saying? And for them to say this is such a fluid thing, this is such a spectrum thing, for y'all to want me to fill out a form and say, now I'm this, right now I'm this, and I don't completely understand what's going on. It's like signing a bad contract. Like,
Well, I completely agree with you, but another issue to simplify all this, or I guess for me, why the issue with this is we don't even have concrete understanding of these concepts. All these concepts are new and continuously changing. So if they're new and still changing and nothing's solidified, why are we teaching this to kids? I just don't get that.
I think that's why the form shows like arrows so you can like gauge it, but it does omit the other, because there's no like, what the hell is other?
I
You
don't.
can be like 80% feminine, whatever, and it to John's point, it is completely contextualized by culture, because what's my culture defines as masculine, I doubt another culture would, and vice versa. Or even like the city I grew up in, like a Texas masculine is going to be totally different than whatever New York says is, and or whatever California says is,
100%.
like having long hair in California is cool. It's not in Texas as much, outside of like a certain couple cities. So it does vary, and it is a little.
You're inviting
It's-
too.
It's too much trouble.
You're asking for an answer that you know a kid can't give you, and forcing them to do that. Then you have to live up to the thing that you've not written down. Like it's almost like manifest destiny. Like you're just really like just putting in stone what you feel, and now I'm working this angle, and now I'm being treated as this angle. Now I'm being treated like this. Like for you to put that on a child, man, she lucky she ain't. Them teachers lucky she ain't go upside their head. To be honest with you, because
They're lucky they didn't make the thoughts of questioning life worse. In
did
my
you see
opinion,
under it where it said they called the police because one of the dad refused to address the something by their pronoun?
was this situation or different situation? Because
Right
I heard of that.
No, literally right under it, same meeting.
Oh, okay.
So
And
I don't know.
I don't know. That's another constant issue with the amount of power teachers have over parents and their kids. I just think that's gotten out of hand, but that's a completely different topic. We've talked about this probably longer than we should have.
Thanks for making it to the end. We really appreciate it and hope you all enjoyed the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell to get notified when we post our clips.
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastFDT. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are all fake deep thinking. Check us out, please.
FDT. Peace, y'all.
Peace.